Welcome to the Firefly Tutors TV podcast, where real teachers from all over the country discuss real solutions for parents and educators alike. Here's your host, Marissa Johnston.
You are watching The Buzz, brought to you by Firefly Tutors TV. This is part 2 of our discussion with Kristyn and Star about interpersonal skills in students. Enjoy! With that, discussing our youth and knowing that maybe sometimes it's hard for us as adults to relate to what the kids are going through, how important is the growth of interpersonal skills in today's youth compared to previous generations?
Wow, that's an awesome question, Marissa, because today it looks so different from when we were students or the generations before us. So this is extremely important because today's youth, they're facing challenges that we didn't even think about and we didn't have to walk through. So we couldn't imagine a lot of the things that the students today have to process and get through. So, and that's just as an example, there's so much exposure to social media and TV and music and these things are great in a sense, but they can also compete for our child's attention, right? So this can also lead to lots of distractions and, misleading information. But developing those interpersonal skills in our students early and establishing a firm foundation with them, this ensures that they can filter out the things that they don't need to take from and ensure that they continue to move in the right direction. This is also important because now more than ever, having valuable relationships and connections are crucial. So at school, work, and their social settings, interpersonal skills will give the students the tools they need to build and maintain meaningful partnerships.
I agree. This is a great question to reflect on. When I think of comparing generations, my mind immediately goes to the latest and modern ways of communication, which is oftentimes paired with technology to be more convenient and efficient. Beyond that, I think more recent generations are doing a lot of self-reflection, and we are ultimately working on how to be better communicators as a goal to improve relationships with others in our personal lives and our professional lives. So I think everyone is definitely learning more, growing, and there's a new level of awareness. And I love that the generation that we're in right now, we're at least talking more about ways to communicate effectively. And I think that's one of the better things that has come out of this.
I agree. And I think you have a really good point there about how, this was a rare occasion where every generation, from the 90s to now, simultaneously approached social media all on the same level. We had no background knowledge, no understanding per se of how to navigate social media and messaging apps and all of these various things that are out there. And so we are in a point now where we can kind of model for our children and show them, hey, here's what to do, what not to do. Stay safe out there. Certainly that has to be a priority, but excellent points. How might interpersonal skills differ, say, online compared to face-to-face interactions?
Well, our words have always carried weight. So as technology advances, words can easily be misunderstood or misinterpreted through an email or a text. And when that happens, the simple solution, in my opinion, is to typically speak in person or by phone to gain clarity and understanding. So practicing these forms of healthy communication and knowing when communication is appropriate for a quick text versus a phone call or in-person chat is just something that we have to continue to be aware of as individuals.
What should parents consider when teaching their kids interpersonal skills for social media? Keeping in mind that social media maybe completely uncharted territory for some of today's parents. I mean, I know one thing to really keep in mind, especially for, I mean, anyone using the internet, things that are said on or uploaded to the internet are there forever for anyone to access. So I think one thing to keep in mind is encourage children to think very critically and clearly before posting and interacting with others online. Star, what do you think about this?
Yes, I definitely agree with that, Marissa. Great point. It starts with education and teaching our students what impact the platform of social media and other online platforms can have on others. So I think it goes back to that social emotional learning of how your words and actions can affect others. So again, interpersonal skills and developing those in your students, they're going to understand what the impact of their words and actions on social media and online can do to others. But definitely starting out with educating them on that and making sure they know, like you mentioned, Marissa, that, what you post is permanent. So understanding that what you post is permanent. So just like we want you to communicate effectively and think before you speak and show active listening, you also want to think before you post. So you want to understand what you post will have an effect on something else, right? So helping students understand the core purpose of social media also is another big point. You want them to know that its original purpose was a platform to share information and to give us ways to connect virtually, which is great, right? But we want to teach them balance and self-control and making sure they understand that, yes, with social media and all the things we have online, there's an unlimited access to information and a look into others' lives, but you don't want to be consumed with it. And you want to encourage your student to spend time engaging and interacting with friends and family on more than just that surface level of online digital friendships and things like that. This also just creates well-rounded learners, and these learners are the ones who are successful in and out of the classroom.
Thank you. You guys have made some phenomenal points. I think my biggest takeaway has been just how this shift in our society with social media and online presence and everything has honestly been a positive impact for a lot of our homeschooling parents too. You don't necessarily have to be enrolled in a brick and mortar school in order to gain that social experience of interacting with others and communicating efficiently and effectively. So I think this is great, and I think that interpersonal skill development can absolutely be done across different platforms. It doesn't just have to be in school. And I think parents can have a major impact on helping their children develop interpersonal skills that help them navigate their lives through society and within their own communities as well. Thank you so much for being here today, Star and Kristyn. It has been wonderful hearing your insight and expertise.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed our discussion today, please like Firefly Tutors on all your social media hubs like Facebook and Instagram. Find us on Pinterest, where we pin all of our favorite resources for parents and tutors. At Firefly Tutors, we believe every student deserves the opportunity to develop to their highest potential. See you next time.